It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Hello, my name is Felix. My wife and I are content creators. We have a toddler that we don't show on the internet. We do like lifestyle and parenting content, and we do a lot of community organizing where we live in Salem, Oregon. We'd love to see more of you, so stick around. Subscribe. Thanks for being here. Welcome to a Goodwill bins haul. This is a trip that I took specifically to get a butt ton of kids' clothes. I am very passionate about people not having to pay for children's clothes, and particularly not having to buy them new. I think that there are enough kids' clothes on the planet, and so we should just essentially use the ones that we already have until those ones fall apart, and then maybe we talk about making new ones. I know that from a manufacturing standpoint that is not possible, but I just feel really, really passionate about preaching the good word of your kids actually, they can wear clothes that other kids have also worn. That is fine. It is not poison to them. Okay. I've never really done one of these like consumerism, like look at all this stuff that I got type hauls. Like, I got $10 million of stuff from Shein. Because I don't think that that's cool to do for a number of reasons, but these clothes are all primarily going to be donated to other folks. So I went to the Goodwill bins with my mom. We were up in Portland getting our hair cut, and we stopped at the Goodwill outlet store, which is what the bins are actually called. That's like their legal name, in Milwaukie, which is Portland adjacent. It was much bigger than the Salem bins. I've always heard people say that at the Portland bins, people like throw elbows, and that was not my experience. There were two different instances where I was like, I'm so sorry, were you looking at this? And a person was like, oh my gosh, no, go right ahead. Or like something of that nature. Or I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in your way. And somebody else was like, no, no, no. You know, so it's like, it's fine. I think the bins and the people around you are, it depends. Sometimes there's a lot of resellers who are there being unhinged. But I feel like if you're putting out chill vibes, people typically respond with chill vibes, which is great. So 33 pounds of stuff. I spent, I want to say it was like $51.34. For some reason that number is stuck in my brain, but it is definitely $51 and something cents for sure. It's not entirely kids' clothes. I got a couple of weird things for me, just because as you're like picking through the stuff, sometimes you find really weird fun things. So this is a shirt that I'm really excited about. I think it'll be for me, and then if I don't actually end up wearing it, it'll go to the lovely folks at Soup Squad. But isn't this so cute? The brand is BP. Unhinged. It feels like it's nice quality. Oh, here we go. It says it's 100% cotton. Excited about this. I also think that if I end up liking it and wearing it, I could put something on it. Morgan's been talking about block printing recently, and I have also been interested in that. I'm interested in making some like political adjacent block printing things to put on patches, to put on shirts and stuff, with the vibe being like, I love my community, I hate ICE, but like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Anyway, long sleeve shirt for me. I also got this very strange pillow that someone clearly made with this fun vintage fabric. I really like this print. It's bunnies and teddy bears, and I am going to use it as part of a really unhinged project. Oh, you guys saw, the last time I went to the bins, I got a vintage like bunk bed for toys. So that like a doll bunk bed, and this is gonna be, I think, a sheet, or maybe both of the flat sheets for both sections of the bunk bed. Anyway, it's gonna be cute. This is a Cuckoo Bananas dress-up tutu that is really cute. It didn't have a size on it, so I felt like it was kind of silly to include it. It's not like a children's clothing, you know, in that same way. It's like a dress-up item, but it's cute and fun. This is another shirt that I got. I think this is also 100% cotton. Yes. 100% cotton, plain, pretty, could have something, could block print something on it. Cute, and again, if I don't wear it, somebody else can have it. This is my mom's. It is Forever 21 Men, a relic, RIP Forever 21, and it's this cute corduroy jacket thing. I don't know when it's from, but before Forever 21 was so desperately fast fashion, they were really nice quality. Like, your stuff would last for a long time. 100% cotton. 100% cotton. I almost feel like when you have been to the bins enough times, it's like just from the texture of a fabric, maybe probably other people have this experience too, but I didn't notice it until I'd been going to the bins. Probably other people in like regular stores can do this, but it's like I pick something up, and if I'm like, ooh, then I know it's not mostly cotton, but if there's like a softness to it. Anyway, Oh, and then this completely deranged house dress. I really like it. This is Preview Collection Lingerie. One size 100% cotton, and it's got Dalmatians on it. I picked it up thinking that it was 101 Dalmatians, like the Disney dogs, and it is not that. And then I was like, is it like scrubs? And it's not. It has a pocket. This will be my lingerie running around the house. I don't want to have to put pants on outfit. Oh, this is a shirt that I thought was children's clothes, but it is actually a Wild Fable, which is a Target brand, size small, white t-shirt, which will also go to the kids' clothing swap. It'll be fine, but it is just funny. And then I got some beanies for Soup Squad. So this is a University of Oregon one. This I think is a homemade beanie that's very cute. It's like a really pretty colorway with the stuff. And then this is probably, to me it's giving like Rue 21 ish. It's like a youth, let's see. Oh no, it's Merona. 98% acrylic, and it feels like it. And now the kids' clothes. So again, all of this total was 33 pounds, $51. A couple of these weird things are gonna go to like actual children that I know. Most of them will go to the kids' clothing swap. What I typically do with the kids' clothing swap is the leftovers, I keep them, and then over the next like month, I go through them and wash them and put aside the things that'll be needed for the next like season. This will be a spring swap, so the like hot weather things, like tank toppy type things, I'll like save them. And then anything that is kind of more like coldish weather, like springy, like rainy things, I will give out to local organizations. That way folks can have those clothes right now. Here's what we have for kids' clothes. It will mostly be donated. A couple things will be for my baby. A couple things will be for other babies that we know. In size, kids small, 6'7", 6T-ish. We have cute cardigan from Old Navy. This is, I think, a Columbia jacket. This one doesn't have a brand on it, but it feels really nice. And I like that the colorway of it feels to me like Blue, the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park. I think that's fun. Couple of cute long sleeves. And then, yeah, this cutie little dress. This I think is also like a really stark, obvious, like this is a girl's 6, right? And if you look at like the top part of this, like if you cut off the skirt, imagine that like this is just the shirt, and then this is a boy's 6. Are we seeing the difference there? Crazy. Why do they start doing that so young? It is not cool. These are size, I want to say 7. No, these are also 6. Oh, these are also 6'7", but I had to split them up because there's so many. So that was 6'7" tops. This is 6'7" pants. Shorts from the brand Ponytails. Never heard of them. This is swim shorts from Old Navy. Carter's leggings, butterflies, very cute. More swim shorts. These are from UV Skins, UPF 50+ swimwear. Fun. This, I'm gonna guess Carter's, but it's like worn off, so you can't really tell. Mini Bowden. They're little corduroy pants. Very cute, cute color. Swim bottoms, Hannah Anderson. You can tell it's Hannah Anderson by everything about the print. Look, this is so cute. These little shorts, cute. Great under a dress or probably for gymnastics or something. These little shorts. Oh, these are Cat and Jack. Yes. Pajama pants, dinosaur pajama pants. Carter's. A lot of Carter's. A lot of Carter's. Old Navy pants. A lot of Old Navy. Also, these ones are annoying to me because I didn't realize they had a rip in them. So these I actually have to mend, so I'm setting them aside. But I wanted them to be in the roundup. And then these are also Carter's. They're little bats. Yeah, so basically, I just have, you know, people who I know who have children, and I will bug them and be like, does your child need clothes? And if they're like, yes, I'll be like, what do you need? And they'll be like this, and I'll be like, cool, let me get those. There are a lot of people in the world who they find out that you have a kid, and they're like, oh my god, let me just give you all of these, like, kids' clothes that, like, we were just going to donate, and you can take them, and you can have them. And that's not as helpful as some people might think. So it is really helpful to me because I run a kids clothing swap. So I'm always really excited, but I try not to do that to other people. I don't want to like give them an overabundance of things that they don't actually need that their kid's not going to wear. So I try to get like specific information. Also, if we're like, you know, working with an organization or like whatever else, like family building blocks, they don't ever need like smaller than size like 18 months, and even then, like, they don't need that much 18 months. They mostly need like 3T, 4T, 5T. So yeah, it's not this this isn't, you know, obviously all the clothes that I have, but it is nice to have kind of like a ongoing replenishing whatever. That way if folks need something, they don't have to buy it, they can just ask me. It works really well. Oh no, these are just 7. It's also weird. Somebody tell me in the comments if you know. There's like size small, parentheses 6, 7, and then there's 6T, and then there's 7, which never has a T, and sometimes the 6 doesn't have a T either. And it becomes like medium 8, 10, large 10, 12, extra large 14, 16. What the hell is up with that? That's weird, right? And sometimes within that like small, large, whatever, there's like extra small 4, which doesn't ever have a T on it. It's weird, right? Anyway, these are just plain 7s. Those other ones are 6T and 6, 7. So this is a cute, I had always heard that if there's a T on it, it means that they've made space for like a diaper, was the vision. But I don't know, maybe that's not what it is. Very cute. This is Tony Hawk brand. We occasionally find Tony Hawk brand stuff at the bins. This is the second Tony Hawk shirt I've seen. This one has a shark. Very cute. Really cute. I love when they do like a fruit print that is funky colors. So this is like goth strawberries for no reason. This is Cotton on Kids, made in China. Stitch and Pine, size small, 7/8. Pants, these are Wrangler. I think these are Old Navy, yes. Old Navy flare jeans. Crucial for childhood. And then these are Lee. These I actually would wear if they were my size. I guess I have a pair exactly like this, but in an adult size, so. These are more bigger kid sizes. I think these are like 8, 10s. Yeah, oh, 10, 12. This is Art Class brand, and it's just such a cute print. These are Cat and Jack. Cute little light wash pants. Oh, Bucky's shirt. This is actually for my baby. It's gonna be a Bucky's dress. Bucky's, we don't have Bucky's here. So exciting. This is a Polaroid brand for some reason. Polaroid shirt, it's like a cropped tee, which I think is kind of an unhinged choice. Cuckoo Bananas Spider-Man Halloween shirt. God only knows why. And then I think this is just plain. Yeah. Plain little pocket tee, Cat and Jack. Cute. These are also 6, 7. A lot of Hannah Anderson stuff. I love Hannah Anderson so much. Like this print. This is a Hannah Anderson 2-piece. So this is like the top part is this one, and then the bottom is like this really cute print. I just love her stuff. Is all such good quality. Like whenever you find them at the bins, you can tell that they've been like worn, but you know, they still look really nice, which is great. This is another cute Halloween print. This is Old Navy. Sort of a girly pop Halloween vibe. I want this in my size. Hat and Jack. This is like a weird little rainbowy jacket. H&M, who for some reason has children's clothes. And this is an incredibly sick tie-dye. Love a tie-dye. Size 2T. This really sweet little Carter's alpaca dress. Little florally thing. Also Carter's. This is Jessica Simpson. Jessica, what do you mean? It's a shrug. Do you guys make sense for Jessica Simpson? This I'm obsessed with. This is a vintage Gymboree dress. It's so cute. 100% cotton. I think this one's actually going to my niece because this is like the next size up for her, so perfect for her for summer. She's gonna be so cute. Olivia brand, 100% organic cotton. These strike me as seeming like they must be expensive, but the print is also really cute. I like these little stars that they've got. Just One You, made by Carter's. These do not feel expensive, but kids need pajamas. You know, it's not a big deal. Foxes. This is Little Sleepies. Yeah. So this one I'm stealing from my baby. As if I didn't pay for it. This one I bought for my baby specifically. Because he doesn't have any of this like brand. And I've heard really good things about like the stretchiness aspect of them. So kids can wear them for like a couple of sizes. Our guy's just about, he's like in between 2T and 3T. But because these are like so stretchy, I think this is gonna be great for him. They're like really thin and like really stretchy. Baby Gap. This is also Hannah Anderson. Ugh, I'm obsessed with it. Look! And then this is Gerber Kids. I don't really understand shoulder ruffles on kids' clothes. I don't think that they're like awful or anything. I think they are a little funny. It's like shoulder pads for toddlers. Like, what are we doing? And that's okay, again, but it is funny to me. 5T. This is a Old Navy coat, long coat that was owned by a little kid named Imogen, which is a great name. Hat and Jack. This is obviously supposed to look tie-dyed, but it's not, but it's cute. Garanimals. Big fan of Garanimals in our house. These are really sick. Gymboree, that's why. You see what I'm saying? Gymboree, super nice quality. These are like really thick pants, and they've got all these pockets. Let a kid have a real pocket on their little side things here. You gotta get some snails and some rocks in this. It's important for them. Important for their development. And then this is Wonder Nation 5T. I think Wonder Nation is, what is it? It's like Fred Meyer or Kroger or something, I think. These are medium, 8, 10, just 8 typically. Really, this is Skeleton Crew skating. The brand is Old Navy, but there's like this little skeleton guy. I think it's a cute hoodie. I would have worn this. This is a romper. It's like a terry cloth situation, also Old Navy. Eccles Elementary Jogathon 2024. Important. This one is Port and Company is like the t-shirt brand that they got this from. Maui Ocean Center is what it says. Let's be unicorns, but it's sea creatures with horns. A narwhal, other sea creatures wearing horns pretending to also be narwhal. Cute. Yeah, this is just Gildan. This appears to be just a tie-dye somebody made. Rocks. Love a tie-dye. These are 4T. Cute little jacket that is Columbia. A lot of Columbia kids jackets at the bins. I don't know why. The thing that's hard with the bins is that sometimes it's that they don't accept certain things unless they're in nice condition. So I think you see like a higher amount of like Hannah Anderson and Columbia and other things that are like a little bit more expensive, as well as you see like an overabundance of Old Navy, because that's just something that, and Carter's, a lot of Carter's, because that is what there is a lot of, and that's kind of like a fast fashion-y thing that's happening. This was owned by Logan, and the tag says playing outside since 1938, which really gets me. That's so cute. Not Logan personally, but you know, Columbia. And then this is another H&M. 24 months, we have this super cute Old Navy, I don't even know. It's not really a jacket. I guess it's a jacket. And these little pants. No, these are Gymboree. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize Gymboree was still making clothes. Are they? It does. It does, but they went bankrupt in 2019 and now they're part of the Children's Place. That is making some sense. That's making some sense. My mom, back in the day, as a stay-at-home mom, she would like thrift and garage sale and get Gymboree clothes and then sell them on eBay because she's an icon. A reseller. She also did that with Beanie Babies. Okay, 12 to 18 months. Shorts. We love to see shorts. These very strange Gap Star Wars. I don't know if they're supposed to be Christmas because Darth Vader's not holding candy canes. He's just holding a striped lightsaber. It's feeling Christmassy to me, but because I don't know why it would be striped otherwise. Snoopy. Very cute Winnie Pooh. Love a Winnie the Pooh. And then this, which is vintage Disney store, Winnie the Pooh 100 Acre Collection. This is also gonna be for my niece. Look at it. It's so cute. I don't understand why we don't do more of this like applique style stuff in clothes. So cute. Anyway, it's a little romper. Her mom's gonna flip her lid, so that's great. 12 months, Paw Patrol jammies top. Carter's cute little bear onesie. Also Carter's soft pants. These little shorts, clearly supposed to be like under a dress or something. Very cute. Is this Hannah Anderson? No, this is PB, Precious Baby. It's like a raglan material, is that right? Is that what raglan means? It's like that, like, it's waffly. Waffly is what I mean. And then more of these little shorts. These ones have owls. This is tiny baby stuff. So one newborn sleeper, colored organics. It says the purchase of this garment helped a child in need. Okay. I personally really loved snaps. When our baby was in like teeny tiny stuff and we were doing like nighttime diaper changes, the zippers, they would kind of freak me out. Because the snap, you can undo just the bottom if you feel like it. So my preference was like double-sided zippers, then snaps, then zip up from bottom, And then top down zipper. Their whole little chest is gonna get cold. Anyway, 0 to 3 months. HB, which I think is that not like a Hanes something? And then this really cute. This is Sterling Baby, and it's got a lion. Sweet lion. And then this is just a sleep bag. Love a sleep bag. This is vintage Oshkosh. These are size 6 to 9 months. Really cute Oshkosh. It's got staining on it, but I feel like particularly when it's like 6 to 9 months, that is a kid who's having solids, like trying solids. So like, it's okay for this to be a little bit stained. Somebody's gonna get a lot of good use out of these. This is really nice denim. Simple Joys by Carter. This is a romper. It's got a little dragonfly on it. Very sweet zip up. This is also Carter's. And then this is also Simple Joys by Carter's. It's got, I don't know if you can tell, they're swans. There's actually a lot of like Shein brand baby and toddler stuff in general and at the bins and whatever. I just don't grab those. They freak me out. I don't even actually know if this is true, so I'll like research before posting this part of the video. But they supposedly had like a whole bunch of lead found in their clothes, and then they did like lead testing on them. So I just don't feel safe. And all the clothes, when I like take them home, I wash them on high, hot, like super, and like do like additional like washing soda in them. So yeah, I wash them because the bins are kind of scary. And I always say, if you can't wash something from the bins on like high temperature, like high agitation in your washing machine, if it doesn't survive that, then it wasn't meant to be, you know. We got a ton of 3 to 6 months. Mommy's Little Girl, very cute, strawberry. Excellent zip up with this alien doing potions, doing science. Anything that's a zip up particularly, I grab it at the bins. Another zip up, this is Gerber. Born to Play. This brand is Outer Stuff. Okay. It's the Trailblazers logo. Carter, zip up its bunny. This is a Disney one. This is some cute little animals. It's got some like weird staining. The baby will be fine. Baby will be okay. This is another Carter's. This is a Snappy for Carter's, which I feel is uncommon for them, but very cute. Romper. We had this one for our little guy. Also Carter's. HB again, and then Carter's romper again. Weird stain on this one, but what are you gonna do? Kids, they make weird stains. And then these are 3T. This is another Tony Hawk. Tony? What are you doing, Tony? Hannah Anderson. Really sweet ice cream shorts. These are so cute. These are Carter's flamingo shorts. Incredible Old Navy strawberry dress, strawberry pockets. This, I have no idea what this is. Zara. Sorry, I know what Zara is. I just don't know what the premise of this shirt is. It's got this like weird embroidery on it that almost looks like it's unfinished. And then on the back it says, redefining everyday basics. What? But I mean, I figured honestly it's a good layering. What I do with our little guy fairly often is we'll put him in a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt and then a t-shirt over it. So I figured this would be good for that. Old Navy. These are animals with balloons at a birthday party. More Hannah Anderson, as we know from the swimsuit with the same pattern. So cute. Her patterns are just so joyful. I love that. Old Navy again with the strawberries. These are just some really excellent joggers. These are Garanimals. Love Garanimals. I don't know, I think they mostly sell Garanimals at like Walmart now. They have to have like a deal with somebody. But Garanimals has been around forever, and I always joke about like Garanimaling my own outfits. So like if I go on vacation, what I'm trying to do is make a Garanimal. It's like the premise of a capsule wardrobe. So it's like pants and tops that go together. So does that make sense? I'll show a picture. This is what it looks like. It's like, of all of these items, you could wear them with different things and it would all be like fine and be a cute outfit. This is Cat and Jack, a really sweet, very staticky little dress. Cat and Jack. Dinosaurs. Obsessed with this. This is gonna be a sweater for my kiddo. Cat and Jack, more little jogger shorts. This one doesn't have like a brand on it, but it's very cute. I feel like this is the less insane version of the kid ruffle shoulders. These are like very small and just like a cute accent. I feel like the ones that are huge, I just don't understand them. I don't know what the purpose is, but that's okay. And then another H&M plain purple t-shirt. And then this cutesy little dress. This is from Cat and Jack again. I think that shopping at the bins for kids' clothes it's one of my favorite things to do. It's super fun. It is not necessarily something that I would recommend people do if they are in a pinch and really trying to get kids clothes. So the way that the bins works is you go in there, that you take your cart and you want to fill the cart up with over 25 pounds. The way that pricing works at the bins is it's by the pound. There's like glass and electronics are less, and then anything that is, and books I think also are less. It just depends. And then for like clothes and kind of anything else, toys, those kinds of things, I want to say it's like in the vicinity of like $2.50 if it's under 25 pounds, and then it's like $1.80 if it's over 25 pounds of how much stuff you're taking. There have been times when I've gone to the bins and I've needed to get like a couple more pounds of things so that my price of what I'm gonna pay for jumps from $80 to, with these couple extra things on top, it's like $50, right? 40 typically. If this is an activity where you are literally just looking for like a couple of small things that you need for your kid and you have like the time to go through the bins, and also you are not worried about needing to get over 25 pounds, you're like, whatever, I'll pay the like $2 a pound situation, $2.50 a pound. This is probably fine. It's just, it's a little bit grimy and it's kind of hard to do, and it takes a long time. It's like a time suck. If you are someone who knows a lot of children, or if you have like a mom group that you, or a parent group that you hang out with, and you have like $50 and you're like, I'm just gonna get a whole bunch of kids' clothes, and then some of them will be for me, some of them will be for my friends, some of them will be the next size up for my kid, whatever, great opportunity, great time to go to the bins. If you run a kids' clothing swap, highly recommend. But yeah, it's gotta be like, it is certainly one of the more economical ways to obtain children's clothing, especially secondhand, here in the world right now. I am going to do the math of everything that I have and then give you the totals. So this is what we have, which means that roughly each article of clothing costs this much. And that bang for your buck is really going to vary based on the size and the weight of the clothing that you're getting, right? So if I had gotten none of these adult items, only kids' clothes, only the smallest size of kids' clothes, it would have been way cheaper. If you're looking for only size 0 to 3 month sleepers and you're able to get that quantity of them, 33 pounds of them, it would be like crazy cheap. If you are someone with a child, I think you should look and see if there's a kids' clothing swap in your area. The ones that we run, you don't have to bring anything. Sometimes there'll be clothing swaps and they want you to pay like a $5, $5 admission into it or something like that. I don't think that that's cuckoo bananas of them, because sometimes these folks are renting a space. Sometimes, they take the time and the energy to wash the clothes and organize them. Like, I kind of get it. But for ours, you never have to pay anything. It's completely free. I also have a website, coupleofgoofs.wordpress.com, where people send me information about clothing swaps and other kinds of free swaps, really free markets, seed swaps, book swaps, game swaps, toy swaps, whatever. And I only put them on there if it is either free or if they're like, it's $5 admission, but we don't turn anybody away if they're like, oh, I don't have $5. Like, you can come take stuff. I'm just always trying to make free swap propaganda because there are so many things. We have so much stuff. And it's better for everybody and for the planet for us to share the resources that we have, as opposed to continuing to pay these big corporations to make more stuff. That's not even good quality stuff. That's not even stuff that you can necessarily pass down to your next kiddo or to your friend or to whoever, because it's fallen apart by the time your kid's done using it. So the reason I went on this particular shopping trip is because we have a swap coming up in April, and I wanted to, I just donated a bunch of kids' clothes to one of the organizations working with immigrant families in our area, particularly with folks who are not able to leave their homes right now. And so it was really important to me that I like clear out a bunch of my stuff and then sort of like replenish it a little bit before the next swap. So yeah, I'm on a kids' clothes buying ban from here until the next swap. If you live in a place with nice weather year round, where people are always having garage sales, that's a great place to get kids' clothes, because their kids grew out of them. These folks are just trying to get rid of them, so they're not going to be crazy prices. My like tier of like lesser to most evil for kids' clothes shopping goes free swap, somewhere you can get them. actual family, buy nothing groups, garage sales, estate sales, wherever place where you're like, either it's free or you're giving your money to like an actual person in your community. Then thrift store specifically for kids clothes is going to be like the best or the worst, depending. It'll either be like boutique and all the clothes are going to be expensive because they like know exactly what they have, or they'll be like, this is a reasonable price to pay for a onesie. Then the like small thrift stores, like locally owned thrift stores. Then bigger thrift stores, you know, like Goodwill, like whoever, like their stuff. Sometimes the prices are just like not good, you know? Sometimes they are similar to like new kids clothes, and it really depends on your area. Really depends, because where I live in Salem, Oregon, there's like the Goodwill for whatever reason is selling like kids onesies for like $6. And it's like, okay, William, no one's paying that for a used onesie when you can get it for free or much cheaper or support a small business. Then if it's you really like have to get something and you're on a time crunch and there's no other place you can go, buying it new. You know, that's your other option. Ideally from a locally owned place. Then after that, from somewhere that's a big chain. Once Upon a Child is pretty good. I know that they are not perfect by any means, but they are a chain of like a used kids clothes store. You can bring your kids clothes there and they'll buy them from you, and then you can get like store credit and like do other things, and they run pretty good sales. So especially if you're like on a budget and don't have a lot of time to like pick through a bunch of things, I would say that they are a great option. Here in Salem, I really like Mother Goose Resale. That is our like locally owned small business kids thrift space. They're really good. Yeah, I'm really excited about the upcoming kids clothes swap. If you live in Salem before the swap, which is going to be April 11th at the Center 50 Plus, we'd love to see you there. Way before that, February 21st, we're doing a garden and seed swap and books swap. So if that's the kind of thing you would be into, or if you are looking to get plants, or if you have plants that you want to get rid of, or if you have books that you're not reading that you don't want to have, or if you want to get some books, come hang out with us. We're at it's going to be at the Unitarian Universalist Church. And if you live anywhere else, coupleofgoofs.wordpress.com, list of swaps. And if you know of a swap, email it to me, boevam@gmail.com. Tell me information about it. Please tell me the city and the state. There are so many people who they'll either like just say the city, or they won't say like where it is. And then you'd be surprised, but like a lot of like locally owned places, they don't say like such and such in Portland, Oregon, like all of their stuff, because everybody else knows where they are. So it's hard to find where something is, and then I have to do digging. So if you can tell me where it is, that's amazing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. You know, this was fun. We go to the bins every once in a while. You will not see like a big haul like this from us for another few months. If you like this content but you would like to see it without ads, you can subscribe to our Patreon. We have an $8 tier where we upload these videos with captions and with no ads at all whatsoever. If you just want to see like us yap every once in a while, it's like every 2-ish weeks. The videos are between like 13 and like 40 minutes long, depending on what's going on with us that week. You can pay as little as $1. $1 is the lowest tier, and then the highest tier is $8, and then you get the YouTube videos as well. So yeah, thanks for being here. I hope you have a good day. I hope you are able to connect with your community, and tell me if you have swaps, and go to swaps. Mwah. And now the bloopers. Sales, if you have a nice, it's not in slow motion.
It is not. That's what I was going to tell you. So a quick way to do it instead of filming and then stopping it is if it says 5 hours or like 6 hours, then it's in normal. If it says you have like 20 hours, it's because it's in slow motion.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if they ever did a documentary of us, like they do 8 Passengers, they would never find any old footage because it's all been deleted because we don't have that much storage. So she must have been SD card rich.
She must have had like 50,000 terabytes of
somebody's horrible job it was to go through all of that. Unless she labeled it me yelling at kids. Sad face.